And we are live.
Memorex.
We are Memorexing live, folks.
Hashtag sponsor us, Memorex.
I prefer THXing, personally.
THX.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that one.
That was a good one.
Seriously, there's actual sheet music for the THX sound that they used to play at the beginning. There's literal sheet music for it. It's hilarious.
Figurative.
Matt, could you just not say sheet tonight? You might make somebody uncomfortable.
Oh, right.
Thanks a
Please
lot.
don't give me any sheet. Okay.
Especially if there's any Texas involved. I don't want Texas sheet.
That's the biggest sheet.
Don't bring
I've
up
heard.
cake, okay?
Sheet cake?
I know I've got a nice butt.
The sheet cake is a lie.
Oh. So you know I have the implants?
It's funny because video games.
It's true. It is. All right, guys, let's get this thing rolling.
Rolling.
Crack the old knuckles. Crack the old
Sonic.
Bonesaw.
Tails.
Welcome
Root.
to the Lovecraft tapes.
Oh.
This is Case 12, Color of Lightning. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we play Call of Cthulhu, a sci-fi horror role-playing game full of shit. Your investigators of the unknown are Gabe as Roy.
Roy Arroyo is ready.
Matt as Rocky.
Clowns. Why is it always clowns?
Thank you so much for that.
No problem.
Brian as Pippa.
Well, I've got good news and bad. I'm number 2 in Arkham, and that's shit.
So you're saying Pippa is the shit?
Say number 2 is shit.
Number
You're
2 is
number
shit,
2.
but Pippa is
You're
the shit.
number 2.
Yay! All right, welcome back, players. How is everybody doing tonight? And I know we're doing how Brian's
I'm great.
doing,
You don't feel like shit?
That's shit.
that is the shit. Nice. Glad to hear. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
You are?
We
I'm
didn't.
How are you, Matt, more
super.
importantly?
Thanks for asking.
Good.
I'm drinking a nice little French rosé here.
Ooh.
Just a little touch to get
Is
loosen
there
the
any tongue in there?
Hold on, France.
from France.
Oh, oui.
From
What's
France.
Gabe got from America?
You got some France.
France is Korean, bro. France is
He's like way around for French. Any French alcohols?
Friends drink American Smirnoff.
Oh,
Yes, American Smirnoff.
I believe it's pronounced Smirnoff.
Don't say
Did you bring the schmear off?
No sheets, no schmears.
What else do I have from America?
Smear all over that sheet.
All right, listeners, if you would like to provide some feedback or praise about our podcast, or just say hi to me or those guys too, it's fine. Drop us a letter from beyond on our website at lovecrafttapes.com. And we do have just 2 little short letters. We did get a note from Mick Cope, or Mike Cope, I understand. I think he's from the Netherlands, maybe. Who says, "Hey, seen that you've broadcast tapes on Twitch, but can't find tape 1 of the latest case. Have I missed something?" And as I explained to Mick or Mike, we basically broadcast live on Twitch. So we're playing the game, we're recording the game, and then later on I edit these audio files down to the podcasts and release those at a later date. So if you're very confused about why you're seeing this live and not hearing it on Spotify the next day, it takes a long time to actually edit these things. So it's not instantaneous, and I do take some time to scrub, each of our audio files and put them together and maybe rearrange them occasionally.
And our first episode is usually the intro, which is something that you write to. So he's wondering where 1 is at. 1's not done and written yet.
Correct. It's written, but it's I have not yet recorded.
What the hell's your problem? Come on.
Doing it tomorrow.
Yeah, bro.
So
Put it on Twitch.
I'm going to record it tomorrow and put it on Patreon.
Bro.
Oh.
And so our patrons will get early access to that.
Nice.
And I will say that we are now recording tape 5. This will sort of fill in some mysterious gaps earlier. And unfortunately, the poor folks sitting here on Discord watching and playing will not be privy to that. So it will be a secret for the patrons. And later on they can figure that out. So because it does plug in some little mysterious details, and I don't think they'll be able to actually hear it next week. So
okay.
Yep. Anyways, moving on. The second letter we got was from Dino Hunter 34555. And it was a review. Said, amazing podcast, 5 stars.
Wow.
I love this podcast, but does anyone else have an issue with not being able to find some of the episodes after tape 3? They seem to scatter out from there. So if you have Apple Podcasts, which Dino Hunter has, let us know if you're having some issues. I went and I checked everything, and everything seems to be perfectly fine. So I'm not sure what problems they may be having. I know that on a user by user level, sometimes you have to like uninstall or wipe the cache of a particular podcast player, and that helps for sure. So just an FYI, but if you do find something that is askew, let us know. And we will rectify it good. Sorry, Brian.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. All right. This show is brought to you in part by our generous fans and supporters on patreon.com/lovecrafttapes. And there are no thanks to be divulged because we've been like recording at a rapid pace. But we want to thank all of you, particularly those watching tonight on Twitch. Really appreciate that. And we could not be doing this as often as we want to with this level of fidelity and quality that I hope you enjoy without your support. So
John Cusack.
Yes.
True. Yep. Thanks, John Cusack.
We're going to hold a boombox above our heads just for you. Moment of silence. All right. Before we begin, we need to take a quick commercial break, guys. So let's roll some Sweet D. Yeah. I got a 61. Gabe got a 93. 12 for Matt. And Brian and I got a 13. See, way up there. So it looks like Gabe is the seller and Matt is the buyer.
Buy it, Matt.
Buy it.
Get one for me.
Hey, you, Matt.
Me?
You know any other Matts around here?
I mean, the clubhouse right back there, everybody, and it's the Matt house. Everyone back there is named Matt. I can go get one of them if you want.
No,
I got like 16 of them.
Word on the street is that you have a hard time coming up with commercials on the spot.
I thought I told them not to say anything about that. Okay, who told you? I'm going to have to kill him.
It was one of the Matts. But I think I can help you out with this problem.
That son of a bitch. Well, if you can do that, it means I won't have to brutally murder him and his family of 6.
Don't worry, you can still do that.
Even better.
So, we're all there. We got this voice, and he's like, come up with the commercial right now, improv it. And then you're like, I don't want to do that. I wish I could have rolled better. Wish I could never come up with the commercial like 8 weeks in a row like Jeremy. And then you're just sitting there and you're trying to come up with something and you start stalling by making up some device about not knowing how to make a commercial. And that's where we come in.
Wow, that sounds incredibly applicable to my current situation in life.
Yeah, we're the... So, I mean, it's pretty simple. We're a writing staff. And much like most improv, we'll feed you lines and you can pretend like you're improving it.
Oh, so it's like the comedy sketch show kind of style.
Yeah.
And
the way it works is you're standing there and you got to do a really poor job at it. You gotta be like, lean your head over, and they'll like yell the lines in you, and then you repeat it quickly, and you miss like half the words. But you're coming up with a commercial.
Really? It's that easy, huh? Just
Yeah, but instead it's
the
really
yell thing
important that you double
okay.
down and you say that you came up with it yourself, and that it's real improv.
But what if they say no, it's not? I heard some guy yelling it at you. Like, what do I do?
You say you make more money than they do, and they should shut up.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to remember that.
So
how much does this writing staff cost? Like, what am I going to be out here?
well, as long as you're rich and famous enough, you can pay them like nothing, pretty much, and take all. So the rich, it's a scale. We have a very unique payment system, where the more famous you are, the worse you can treat them, and the less you can pay them.
That's ingenious. If only the rest of the world was so simple.
Yeah, so it's very simple. I mean, we got probably about like 20 college kids that think that this is a job lined up. So
Idiots.
imagine
Who goes to college?
Yeah, dumb. Especially to be a comedy writer. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I mean, those suckers have it coming, let's be honest.
Yeah. They pretty much deserve it. So we're doing on top of it all, we're doing a public service. So how many can we sign you up for to start?
You know, I'm thinking I might need, somewhere around a dozen.
Oh.
And I heard it's extra is it true that if I tell them that I'm going to pay them an exposure that they work extra hard?
Oh yeah, they do. They also, if you tell them that it's a good opportunity for them, they'll work their ass off.
I like it. I'll take every single one that you have.
And last bit of advice, just make sure you always tell them how much this can lead to if they do well here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll send them to your door. We might throw in a couple extra that we don't need laying around, just because we're good business.
I'll take literally everyone you got.
All right,
I could use the help, because making up commercials on the spot every week it's not easy,
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
That's all, Jeremy.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that enough for you, Jeremy?
That's fine. Thank you, Justin, and thank you, Crocy, especially. Roll for meta, says
that's
Crocy.
Gabe and Matt. What are you talking about?
No, they tipped us, so that was very nice. Very nice. And we're back. What'd you guys think of that product under service?
Ooh, that's a lot of mouths to feed.
I'd totally buy it. I mean,
Yeah.
I got like 100 people following me on Instagram. That should work, right?
Well, if you're famous enough.
I wouldn't buy this product, but if they paid me to promote it like really dangerously, I would.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd give up all my morals for money. Sounds right.
Moral mushrooms?
Yeah. Morale.
I have to agree 100%, guys. Until this moment, I wasn't even sure I needed that product under service in my life. But now I know the truth. Before, my existence had been a meaningless, mere shadow of what could have been. Now it is filled with the promise of Thomas and hope of Dawn dish soap. Incidentally, Thomas and Dawn sounds like a musical variety act in the 70s, unwisely given a television show on ABC Saturday nights right after Lawrence Welk, but before Mannix. A sweet time slot, actually. Most people would have killed for that schedule. I'm pretty sure Andy Griffith did kill Andy Williams for that very reason, but we'll never know because Barney Fife bumbled the evidence and Columbo got it thrown out of court. Night court, if I remember correctly. Or maybe my memory is faulty and that's all just a bunch of bull.
I love bull. Shit.
Oh, you said it. We didn't.
I thought we weren't talking about that anymore.
Ms. Marple will do it. Exactly right. Now, dear investigators, we play Case 12. Tape 5. Time is a flat circus. Previously on the Lovecraft tapes. Arkham has always seemed to be a lightning rod for the weird and unnatural. But the same could be said for our investigators of the unknown, who tangle with dark forces beyond their comprehension at every turn. Despite a little help from the Keeper and a successful intelligence roll, Pippa promptly forgets to question her neighbors about the break-in at her house and instead leads her newfound friends on a doomed stealth mission into her backyard. Ignoring the obvious dangers of unearthing the past, Roy happily pitches in when Bugsy Jr. wants to dig up the collapsed well on Blaine Manor property, only saved from further excavation and potentially unleashing pure evil from the portal when the task proves to be too much for two men laboring hot and sweaty, pantless and shirtless in the heat of summer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I rolled well enough to do that, and you just screwed me over, but okay.
Rocky seems to be the only one getting lucky when an invisible courier drops off a perplexing SIM card, and then Charlene delivers some sweet treats made with just a pinch of love. As a traveling sideshow blows into town, our intrepid trio begins to think its arrival may not be mere coincidence. Rocky, why did it have to be clowns? As you watch the parade go by, your trigger finger itches to pull a gun that is no longer in your holster. In fact, you realize for the first time in years you have no weapon. Haven't had one these past few weeks. Heck, you haven't even thought about it. That must be a first for you. But why in God's name did it have to be clowns? A very painful memory you thought long repressed suddenly resurfaces, bobbing up like a bloated body from the ocean's depths. What happened to you, oh so long ago, that even now makes your stomach turn at the mere sight of grease paint and a red rubber nose?
Well, you see, it all started one day long ago. I was a younger agent, very eager to get out there and, go get them and prove myself. And so it was my first, actually, solo field mission. Out there all on my own in the big wide world. You see, we had received reports of strange goings-on in small towns all across the Midwest. When I did my initial research into it, it turns out that the only thread linking these towns together was one traveling circus. It seemed that the general pattern was that, there'd be a couple of people would show up and start drumming up interest. The circus would roll into town via train. They would set up, festivities would begin, and shortly thereafter, the children of those towns would all start disappearing. Something about strange music in the night and children just up and leaving their beds. Now, it seemed at the time that perhaps somebody at the circus was responsible. I mean, come on, mysterious circus, strange music, disappearing children. So I went undercover. That was a mistake. I did, however, learn to juggle really well.
Oh gosh, that's great.
Anyway, one night as we were rehearsing, getting ready for an opening, we just Circus had just pulled into a new town. I managed to catch them in transit. I remember hearing them speak of a shadow man of some sort that always seemed to be with them. It wasn't an official member of the circus. He was just this strange figure. You could never see him head on. So the thing is you only ever saw him out of the corner of your eye, out of for a split second as you swiveled your head. And it turns out that what this was how do I put this in a way that you'll understand? You see, it was the fabric of reality is in fact more like fabric than most people would like to think. There is in fact a psychosomatic barrier, if you will, between different realms, and it's there for a reason. However, there are things, predators, I guess you could say, that are specialized in hunting between that boundary. And as it turned out, our Shadow Man was something from another space, whom had found a small rip in the fabric and was using it to push through, and just so happened to have the circus as a cover. Unfortunately, this thing, whatever it was very, very adept in manipulating fear. And as such, despite the fact that technically the circus really had nothing to do with it, it was more of a victim of circumstance thing. Still, when I dove into that rip in reality to fight this thing after, some of the things that he made me see in there, there's a good reason why I probably shouldn't have a gun around clowns anymore. Or, monkeys or elephants or cotton candy, circus peanuts. Bales of hay and straw, railroads.
Hobos.
I've been working on it for years. It's I'm getting there, but it's still a thing.
Well done. All right, so we're going to need you to have you do a sanity roll, please. Just
for all of
by
those key connections.
Seeing what you saw.
I needed a 63. I rolled an 81, so I fail.
All right, so you will be taking 1 sanity damage. So it just unnerves you. Obviously, when you see these this particular clown holding up 6 fingers to you as it trails off in the wake of the carriages, and you see these sharp teeth, and it appears to be singling you out amongst the crowd that evening. We're going to say, actually, you know what? I think there is a new thing on this particular character sheet. I'm just going to test this out real quick here.
Oh, you died.
Rocky Matt. No, I think there's actually... Well, there's bouts of madness, but you've only taken 1 sanity. So I think it's just going to be an involuntary reaction. So I think it's good enough that your involuntary reaction was probably to draw your gun, which you didn't even realize you don't have anymore, right? You had thrown it in the portal at the... in your heroic moment at the Shambler down below in the pits. So I think that's good enough, and I believe we'll just leave you there trembling in the wake of this thing as it flashes the 6 for some reason, and you're just very curious as to what that means. Finger guns.
I know what it means.
Thanks, Krusty. All right, and so we'll leave you there. Roy, clowns don't bug you much. Mimes, though, that's a different story. And little people mimes causes your skin to crawl. They look like kids, but they're really grown-ups. Innocent looking on the outside, planning and plotting on the inside. Their silent movement and mute facial expressions are making a mockery of life, making fun of you. Plus, they could be hiding anywhere, stealthily creeping up on you from any direction in the dead of night. You shiver uncontrollably, the Sam Adams sloshing in your gut as you remember something that happened when you were 7 years old that forever changed the way you feel about mimes. What was that?
Well, I knew I never liked mimes because I hate the French. And, there's that connection. Mimes tend to be French. But I remember this one time where we went to the carnival, me and a couple of the guys, and we were expecting all kinds of clowns, and it was going to be a good time, and we were going to laugh at the clowns and make them spill their balloons and stuff like we always do. But there was just mimes. We were all mad, and we're like, why are there mimes? We're the clowns. We started talking to like security guards and stuff and asking. And little did we know, behind us, all the mimes were mimicking us and trying to, make fun of us as much as they can. They ended up getting a lot of people laughing at us. So, obviously we got mad, as we do. We tend to get mad. We started shoving the mimes. And we ended up getting into a little bit of a fight with them, and they just kicked our ass. They were just way better than us. And, they're not like us where we're amazing, merciful beings. These mimes, they just were ruthless. I mean, once we got them going, they just kept going at us. They were slamming our heads into the pavement. They all ended up getting fired right then and there. The cops ended up coming, having to break us up. But I swear to God, every time I see a mime, I'm just reminded of that day because, that was just not a good day. And, I'm pretty sure that those mimes are still out there looking for me, all because it's really their fault. We did nothing wrong, to be honest. But they just decided to take it too far. They took a good thing too far, just like mimes do.
There's nothing worse than mime bullies.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst. It's the worst. And I love the very concept of Roy like turning around and seeing, these are kids. We're gonna beat the hell out of them. they're like grown ups beating the hell out of you. They got lead pipes.
Invisible lead pipes.
Invisible lead pipes are the worst.
They still hurt.
Oh, they still hurt. I can still feel the pain. They don't leave no bruises.
Now he's smoking an invisible long cigarette.
Oh, he's ashing that invisible cigarette on my arm.
Thanks, painkiller. I also hate the French and mimes. Yes, we can all see that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't think we can all say that.
It's relatable.
I'm not a big fan of mimes.
So you
honestly.
like mimes?
Yeah, you love mimes? Is that it?
I have no problem with mimes.
He just thinks that a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
It's true. You got to eat all of it.
All right. So when you
There's
see
starving children in Africa that would love to eat that mime.
But are they children?
Right.
Mimes
little
mimes
people.
Kick your ass with invisible pipes.
Mimes don't taste good, I'll be honest.
That's true. Yeah. You gotta be served medium rare. All right, so we'll say, Roy, when you see, obviously you get this flashback when you see these mimes in procession of the procession, and it just gives you the willies. Plus, you're not, you're a little bit drunk, so you're just feeling a little unstable to begin with, and Sam Adams is hard shit. That's hardcore stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna need you to roll for sanity, please.
Great. I need to lose more of that. Oh, I need a 60. I got a 25. That's a hard success.
Nicely done. So rather than basically what happens is you become almost immediately sober. Like there was just a moment that you thought maybe this stuff is going to come back out. Sam Adams is going to meet the pavement. But you feel this anger just sort of like steal you from the inside. And you clench your fists, and Bugsy Jr. is standing next to you, kind of looking at you like, what the hell's going on? And the procession continues past, and this wave of anger dissipates from your mind, but you're still, like the alcohol you've been drinking is completely negated, and you are stone cold sober.
Oof.
But also
cold sober,
Steve Austin. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Pippa.
Uh-huh.
You rub your eyes, Not really sure if you're seeing all this correctly. Was that Tommy Dolby, the missing banker from Boston? Oh, God. You must be really hallucinating. It kind of looked like him, but taller somehow. Like, stretched out? His skin is pallid, bloodless, and his unblinking eyes stare straight ahead as he drives the horse-drawn carriage down Main Street. No, that can't be him. Just someone who looked like him. Then the carriage drives past, followed by another. Let me try that again. Then the carriage drives past, followed by another, with another Tommy Dolby look-alike in the coach seat. What is going on here? Sure, you'd only met Tommy a dozen times or so in the past, but you're sure you could pick him out in the crowd. He was a good bank executive, though there was something in his eyes that told you to be careful around him. As a matter of fact, you had lunch with him in Boston earlier this year, and that meeting made you even more suspicious of his true character. Why don't you tell us about that lunch that made you a little suspicious of Tommy Dolby?
Had the best Cobb salad. It was pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The guy's creepy. I'm always punctual, of course, which means I'm 15 minutes late. I got there and he was already eating. I was a little shocked because, yeah, I'm late, but 15 minutes, I mean, that's pretty standard. He was already halfway through his meal, which threw me off. But that's fine. I sat down. I ordered my seltzer water and my salad. And we got right down to business. But it didn't seem like he knew what the meeting was about. We would start going paperwork and he was on top of everything and the numbers were lining up. And then he would drift off. I'd almost catch him like staring out the window, looking out of the restaurant. I'm not sure. It's like he was looking for somebody or he kept seeing somebody that looked familiar because he kept looking and then do a little head shake. So I stopped everything and I just made solid eye contact and I asked him, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And it's like a light switch was turned on. The flames were back in his eyes. He was right back on the paperwork. "I'm sorry, I was a little distracted. Let's get down to work. Let's get this taken care of." I'm like, okay, so maybe he's just having an off day. But after about 10 more minutes, he did it again. He slowly drifted off as I was speaking, and I look up, and he's staring out, craning his neck to try to see somebody. I look, there's nobody there. Not even anybody walking on the sidewalk, which is a little strange, but lunchtime, maybe people were, in the restaurants, whatever. So, of course, I never overreact, which means I overreacted. Grabbed all the paperwork. I said, maybe we can meet another time when you're not so distracted, or I could find somebody else that could help me with my closing. And as I was leaving, I did not want to look back, but I couldn't help myself. Look towards the table, he wasn't there. Like, how could he move so fast? That doesn't make any sense. He couldn't have left. But I glance over, and he's pressed up against the window looking out of the restaurant, pale as I've ever seen a person. Of course, never focused on myself and concerned about everybody else. I was focused on myself, and I took everything and got in my car and left and didn't think of it again until today.
Excellent. And indeed, the pallid bloodlessness of the coachman reminds you of how pale Tommy Dolby was as he pressed himself to the window, looking out at you couldn't see what, but fixated on something. And that unnerves you to the extent that you'll need to roll for sanity.
Oh. Sutter Kane.
Sutter
Roll
Kane.
for sanity.
I needed
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad.
I needed an 89, which is a pretty good sanity. And I got a 98.
That's a pretty
which
big
was
fail.
Almost a fail.
All right.
I mean, a huge fail.
Yeah, so I'll, I guess in this state, I think what we'd like to have you do is, so you just had dinner were you at the Italian restaurant? Was that it?
Yes. Right? No.
Right.
Was it?
You met Wingate
You
Peasley.
were at the Italian restaurant.
Yes,
I was at
yes,
the
yes,
tapas
yes.
restaurant.
Yep.
He was at
Yep. So
Somewhere.
you turn around
the sports bar.
unnerved to a much greater extent, and you throw up your entire meal. You bend over halfway at the waist and just unleash a torrent.
Full plate
of
came out with all of the pasta.
all the pasta. It's just like it goes
And
clatter,
then the garnish.
clatter, clatter.
There's the garnish.
And you feel dizzy, so dizzy
do.
at this stage that you don't even really see as the Twilight Sideshow rolls into the darkness at the edge of town until nothing remains of their presence except the haunting strains of fading calliope music torn to shreds in the blustery wind. A single stroke of topaz electricity arcs from the heavens to strike the lightning rod atop the clock tower in the center of Arkham, followed immediately by deep, grumbling roars of thunder and heavy, stinging rain that disperses the surprised crowd of onlookers. You, too, stumble to find cover and make your way back home while the summer storm becomes more ferocious.
So we didn't get to see the DeLorean come in?
Nope.
Damn it.
You didn't hit 88 miles an hour.
Shoot.
Fitful sleep only serves to accentuate your unease as your mind wallows in half-remembered horrors, distorted faces laughing, shadows dancing at the periphery of your vision, while formless music drifts from a dark hole in the sodden earth. Then you are awake, and it is Wednesday. The three of you are at Blaine Manor for breakfast, in your usual positions. Rocky at the stove making crepes, for some reason. Pippa setting out a fresh jar of mayo. And Roy using his forefinger to dig out gooey clumps of Nutella.
Oh, I'm sure.
By now, this has become a comfortable routine, and you busily compare notes about last night's experience, deciding what your next course of action should be. There are many immediate questions yet to be answered. Who broke into Pippa's house and why? What information can Professor Wingate Peasley provide about the Yithian Starstone? Was that really Tommy Doyle driving the sideshow carriages, or merely a creepy doppelganger? What encoded message will the SIM card eventually reveal? Is the collapsed well still harboring a portal to another dimension, or is it simply just another hole in the ground?
Tune in next time for
You're the one telling the story. You tell me.
Yeah, we want to know. Keep going. Have you guys ever seen anything that would resemble what I described? The Tommy could be driving multiple carriages. The same person. I can't process this. Me too.
Lounge.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't never heard of someone doing the whole. Hold on, it's sticky. The two carriages thing at once. So I'm thinking we got ghouls on our hands.
What's a ghoul?
What? You never heard of ghouls before?
Well, yeah, like kids' books and stuff.
There's no kids' books. Those are
There's
accurate.
no kids' books?
Those are
Damn it, I've
accurate
been lied to.
depictions.
Well, Mikey's been missing for a couple weeks now. And then all of a sudden I see him. That can't be a
Tommy?
coincidence, guys.
You mean Tommy?
too. Yeah, Tommy as well.
Brian looks at his dog. So
And
Mikey's
Mikey.
been missing.
Well,
We'll fix it in
I'm
post.
rebooting. I had an update.
Brian, update.
there's a chance that your psyche is just playing with you.
My dog?
My dog, Psyche.
Yeah, psyche. Yeah, buddy.
But there's an equal chance that it's ghouls. I mean, let's be honest.
So there's monsters, is what you're saying.
So universally and scientifically accepted truth that nothing good comes out of a circus. Ever.
What about Magurkus? He came out of there.
So did Dumbo.
Now you can jerk your Gurkus later.
I don't think I have a Gurkus.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't listen. Look, don't listen to Rocky. He's just jealous because he would never get to come to the carnival and circuses with us. We didn't let him come because he was a scaredy pants. I get it. But the fact of the matter is that mimes suck, and anyone that is one is a monster. And I think that's really the root of our problem here.
Yeah,
Well-
let's be honest. Mimes at their worst are an annoying distraction. You see, the clowns are what you really have to watch out for.
Oh, somebody read too much Stephen King as a little boy. Oh no.
Oh, I'm Roy. I'm afraid of a small person wearing face paint that follows me around and is trapped in an invisible box.
Look, I'm not as much afraid of them as I hate them with a vitriol in my body and they skeeve me out. I'm not out here in tears because the man who also has face paint, by the way, you are also afraid of a guy in face paint.
It's more than nose, really.
You guys
You-
have a little more in common than you realize.
No, we don't. He's nothing
we
like
don't.
me.
Because
Absolutely.
a mime's a
nothing
clown that
whatsoever.
doesn't talk.
No, it's not. A
No,
mime,
no, they're totally different things.
mimes
I mean,
are...
you getting
face
you hearing
makeup,
this, Roy? Are you hearing
Children's entertainers.
No children are entertained by mimes. Check
Well,
me.
I'm not
Or
saying they
clowns.
are, but they're children's entertainers.
What? No, they aren't. They're artists. They're artistes, according to them. No mime has ever been
How
hired.
do you know?
for
Have
a
you ever heard
children's
one
party.
refer to themselves as an artiste?
Yeah, mimes
have,
talk
huh?
to me in my
Wasn't
sleep.
a true mime then. Boys, you act like you're in third grade.
You act like you're in third grade. Haha.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna grab my stuff and go to the next room. We need to get to the bottom of this. I'll let you guys work it out.
Have fun. You're gonna be waiting a while if you want us to work it out before we move on.
I meant the Tommy thing, not the Mikey thing.
I don't even know who Tommy is, if I'm honest. I mean, I know who he is and I know what he's about, but do I really know him?
Oh God.
Does
another
anybody
Tommy?
really know anybody?
Wait, Roy, do you think this is the same Tommy as the one we had to deal with in Louisiana, or is this a different Tommy?
It's probably a different Tommy. I mean,
All right, just
there
making
are
sure.
more than one guy named Tommy.
This one's deaf, dumb, and blind. But he sure
What?
plays a mean pinball.
Yeah, I heard that this one.
Mean Pitbull?
That too.
Like Mikey? Oh,
Mikey. Well, we covered one of the 9 things he listed. Go.
All right, speed around the other 8.
I just find it strange that the posters for the circus showed up before the circus.
Why? That's standard practice. They advertise something before it comes. What's so strange
Magic.
about that?
The weird thing is that when they showed up, I was the only person in the area. There was nobody else around. I made sure to double check my perimeters and everything. It was just me at that store.
Advertising works on you, apparently. Doesn't work on the rest of us.
Mind you, there was something strange in the alley behind the grocery store that I never did get a chance to examine closer.
Oh, yeah. I saw some weird stuff the other night. I forgot about that because it really was not a big deal to me at all.
I don't know. I might. Pippa, didn't we say we were going to make a trip up to the university today?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that was my idea
yes.
that you two stole, but okay.
Yes. Somebody say something?
Mikey.
Yeah, I don't know that Rocky and Pippa actually had any collusion there, but Pippa does have a appointment with Wingate Peasley at 2:15.
An apt appointment. Mm-hmm. I thought we had spoken about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point in the last episode
I'm trying to remember when that would have been.
Right
maybe...
when we saw each other, came out in the street. Maybe
it was when we were at her house after the break-in.
No.
Oh.
There was you guys were at other ends of the street, and Wingate
no, it wasn't
Peasley.
that part. It was at my house.
Let's calm down.
It was when we.
So you guys were when you were at dinner with Wingate Peasley at the Italian restaurant is when you made an appointment with him at 2:15.
Cool.
But prior to that, when we were at her house, we had discussed going to the university.
You had discussed going to the university to determine or try to find someone who could decipher something.
Technically speaking, I was the one who was going to go to the university, and then Rocky was like, "My idea." I said it first.
There was that whole
You've
thing.
never done that
You're
before,
right.
Roy,
You're right.
to be honest.
And yeah, so but
I don't want to go anymore.
Currently, right now, Pippa has an appointment with Wingate Peasley at 2:15. She has 20 minutes for him, I believe, is what you told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some fucking reason.
So that's what you've got standing. That's the only thing that's sort of standing at this juncture.
Yeah, we don't really have plans. We're just kind of kicking it around.
Well, let's make some plans.
You have plans. You're so busy. You only have 20 minutes
it.
for the most important NPC in the scenario. So we can make plans.
So, if you want, I can come with you to your appointment, and then I might have to ask someone, but I'm pretty sure that somewhere on the university they have an expert in dead languages who might be able to help with these symbols.
Yeah, we can go.
You want to come to the university, Roy, or are you...
Nah, I have
busy
good
now.
ideas. I have a good idea, so...
Oh.
And that's obviously it's morning still, so you got some time to kick around and do some things if you'd like to before heading off to the university.
Mm-hmm.
I have plans. You two, since you stole mine, I don't feel like having this one stolen also, so I'll keep it to myself.
Hey, Rocky, let's go see if we can find any more of those weird posters.
Oh my fucking goddamn.
Keep an eye out on our way to the university. Maybe they'll have some sort of extra...
It's morning. We have time to go do something.
You don't. You're so busy, Pippa. You don't have time.
I guess we could go early, couldn't we? If you need to find something, and then I can make my appointment after we've researched what you're looking for. That could work.
So it might be prudent to have some sort of wiggle in our schedule. So how are we getting there today? Are you driving, or should I call some sort of service to get us there?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could drive.
Before you guys
got gas
go,
money?
Are you kidding me?
It
You've
is
seen
the
prices?
future.
Running short on gas, but grass and hass are still in plentiful supply.
Okay. Well, I'll take both.
What were you gonna say, Roy?
before you guys go, did one of you probably
gone.
Rocky? Did you hold on to that poster? You have that poster?
Yes, it's right over here, and I'm going to pick it up. It was sitting on the dining room table the whole time.
All right, and I'll just pocket that for my plans. I have plans. You don't know what they are, but they're around.
Roll for plans.
All right, so we'll go ahead and split you guys up there. And so Pippa and Rocky are headed off to the university to try to find some information. And you're trying to decipher which thing now?
The bracelets that we got had
Okay.
the weird symbols on them that I couldn't decipher.
Gotcha. At the carnival procession thing, the sideshow
Yeah.
procession. Got it. Cool. And I thought there was something else too, because Crosey's right. I think there was some. You guys had talked about going to the university before the appointment, but I can't remember for what.
Something he found in the basement, maybe?
Yeah, maybe
he was
that's
down there
it.
all night. Let me check my notes and see.
Yeah, check your notes. While you're doing that, we'll move to Roy. What's your big plan, buddy?
All right, so I'm going to go to the Arkham Welcome
University?
Center, where they know about all of the events that are going on in the town and such.
Sure.
Where I can get information about this carnival.
Okay, we can play that out real quick. So, yeah, you go to the Arkham Welcome Center, and of course, you can walk there because, it's right there in Arkham. And so you walk there, and they're just opening up, and there's an old dude who you know as, what's his name?
His name is Lemony McJiggy.
Lemony McJiggy is opening it up, and this guy is he's like 97 years old. You're pretty dang sure because he's been around since you've been a kid, and he's looked the exact same way every year, all the time. So he doesn't see you or hear you because he's deaf and he has cataracts, and he's very slowly putting out like pamphlets and stuff as he unlocks the door for that sort of thing. So
Plays a mean game of pinball, though.
And I'll sort of tap him to get his attention, because I know from experience that saying things doesn't really work unless he reads your lips.
And he slowly turns the opposite direction on the shoulder that you tapped him. So he looks, doesn't see anybody, and moves back to what he's doing, sorting some pamphlets.
And I'll just get as close. Lem!
Who's that?
Hey, I'm new in town.
Welcome to Arkham, land of 1,000 mysteries. Is that you, Roy?
No, it's somebody else.
It looks like somebody else, but it smells and sounds like Roy.
Me and Roy are good friends.
Oh, okay. Wink.
And I'll get your reading
Says
glasses out, Lem.
Oh, let me get my ring. Oh, yeah, you're Roy.
Okay. All right, well.
Welcome back, son.
You saw through me. I'll give you that, Lem.
Where you been, boy?
And you know how it is traveling the world with your job, getting away from the family as often as you can.
So fancy, too big for Arkham.
It's not Arkham's fault. I love Arkham. It's the people who are here's fault.
Oh, so sorry.
Not you, Lem. I always enjoy coming down here.
Oh, I've always enjoyed you too, Roy. Not
Alright, I
that
got some-
way, but
Yeah, of course not that way. Little old for me, Lem.
oh yeah. What can I do you for, Roy?
Well, I got a question about an event in town.
Oh,
And I knew you're the man.
all right.
And I'll show him the poster. So this carnival, what do you know about it?
He takes it in both hands and sort of puts it as far away as his arms can go, and then close up to his face. And he turns it upside down. Oh, it's a sideshow. Oh, that's right. The sideshow's coming in.
What can you tell me about it? Where do they come from?
I think they're coming in from overseas, is what I heard.
Do we got any records? Have they been here before? I know. Look, I saw them. They have some mimes. These ain't the same ones that used to be coming around as a kid, though.
Mimes, you say? We better get the firearms.
I agree. You know how this town is with mimes. I don't know why they thought it'd be a good idea to hire these guys.
They're like a plague, I tell you.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the plagues. Was mimes.
Mimes and locusts.
Yeah, but mimes first, because locusts, I mean, you got raid and stuff for that.
Plus the AIDS.
Yeah.
All them locusts.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sure you'd agree with me. I don't want these guys in town.
Oh, yeah, mimes are the worst. But do they got clowns?
They got clowns, too.
Oh, they give me the heebies, and then here come the jeebies.
Look, if you can give me any info about the guy who's running this, or even give me a name of who might have hired these guys in for town.
Oh, let me see what I got here. And we're going to need a roll from you, I think. What would be a nice roll, guys, for Roy to make? To try to extract some information via Lemony Snickets.
Well, I've known him for a while, so I could be charming him.
You could charm, you could persuade, whatever's better for you.
Yeah. It's a good one, Gabe.
Yeah.
I'll go with charm.
Yeah.
I needed a 58. I got a 14. That's a hard.
Oh, yeah. These guys are from... Oh, it says here they're from France. I guess it makes sense with the mimes. It's a Mr. Starbuck. It says here, and you know what? They've been here before.
When was the last time they were here?
Well, it's gotta be wrong, but it says here like 75 years ago. I was a boy then.
Well, that could be a completely different show from then and now. You never know. They might not have even had mimes back then.
Yeah, it's probably somebody bought their name and made a, what do you call it, franchise? But I guess this would be a franchise, wouldn't it?
Unfortunately.
If they're from France, I don't know.
Look, I was worried they might be French. I had my suspicions, Lem.
Suspicion confirmed.
I think I'm going to have to find this Starbuck guy.
Well, good luck. If you see him, be careful around, won't you? I remember when I was 43, when they came 75 years ago. It was a very unnerving experience.
I can't blame you. I mean, I saw him last night, and I was just about as scared as I've been in a minute. Not that I was scared.
Oh, I know you, Roy. You don't get scared nothing.
Exactly.
All right, well, I gotta set out the rest of these pamphlets and such, and I'm sure that any minute somebody's gonna be walking in here. So you have a good day, Roy.
Yeah, you stay good, Lem. Keep
I'm always
living.
good. Well, that's... we'll see about that. Roll the dice.
Yeah, it's not going to be today. If it wasn't the last 60 years, it's not going to be today.
I'm one
right,
day
Len,
away
roll
from
for heart
retirement.
Oh no, he shouldn't have said that. Now he's gonna get it.
Now you've done it.
All right. So, what would you like to do after that, Roy?
I'll sort of go back to that. Then I guess I'll go back to that like sort of street where they all were last night and kind of investigate around there.
Okay, so yeah, they were basically going down Main Street, proceeding down Main Street. Yeah, just basically drumming up interest. And you know, because you've been in Arkham many, many years, that they were headed outside of town. And you know that, probably about a mile outside of town, let's say, there is a piece of ground where a lot of places and events take place. And that's probably where they have set up camp.
Then I'll sort of just follow their path from last night, investigating along the way before I make it to their camp.
Okay, great. So we'll leave you there, basically heading toward their encampment, and we'll pick up with Pippa and Rocky arriving at Arkham University.
Pippa
Finally.
and Rocky
Going to
sitting in an
school.
Arkham University.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys really
ING.
didn't really see anything unusual on your way to Arkham University. It's pretty much the same community you've always seen. However, on the way, Pippa did receive a phone call.
Oh.
Bad news.
So your
Hello?
phone rings.
Arkham Realty, this is Pippa.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is Officer Quinlan down at the Arkham University Police Department. Hey, just want to let you know. We finished up all the stuff. The detectives took a look at around the evidence and everything. So we didn't really find much. We did see that there was probably just one intruder. Okay, so it wasn't like we don't think it's like a home break-in or a home invasion type situation. We didn't really find any clear prints, unfortunately. There was no fingerprints or no real discernible shoe prints that we could take casts from.
Okay. What about the blood?
The blood, actually, we did come up with, forensics did come back. We had a match on that. So, but only for the type, unfortunately. This is good news. It was type O.
Is it my type?
I don't know. Are you type O?
I don't know.
Well, you would know because only 6.6% of the population has it. So that's a very tight window, and we're looking around to see if there was any known offenders, anybody who breaks into people's houses, that sort of misdemeanor type stuff in the neighborhood. And we're running that through the database now to see if there's anybody out and about that we know is active. We're kind of checking with the counties that surround us. But right now, we're just it's a waiting game, okay? But I kind of think this is probably a one-time situation. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like you said, they didn't really take much. I kind of think it's maybe some vandals, maybe some kids out having fun. They got scratched, they got scared, they moved along. So, I mean, unless there's anything new you want to tell me.
No, but I probably would have checked the hospitals to see if anybody checked in to get stitches for a cut that they may have received in their type O blood. But it's just me. I'm just a realtor.
No, we did that, and honestly, looking at the scratch or the blood, the amount of blood that was spilled, it was probably just a scratch, honestly. So I don't think it probably did much damage. Just a careless intruder. So
it's but a scratch.
Yes.
Well, I'm meeting this guy out in a field in about an hour, and I'm buying some Uzis, so hopefully that'll help.
Anyways, if anything else that comes up, feel free to give us a call here. We'll let you know if we find anything else. But at this stage, it's kind of a closed case.
I'll file them with my insurance company, I guess.
Yeah, definitely for that. A little bit of broken window in the back there, but. Anyways, I want to let you know, and we'll be in touch. All right.
Well, thanks for your help.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Miss Chatterton.
Beep
beep. Why did I say beep? I don't know why I said beep.
Oh my God, he's still talking.
Oh God, she's still there. Oh fuck. All right. So I love you.
He's still
Goodbye.
on the line, Rocky. I don't know what to do. I throw my phone out the window.
So you guys pull up to Arkham University, and so you're there.
Whew, that was fun.
Yeah.
Rocky.
Good news about your house, or?
No, not really. It seems like they phoned it in. No pun intended.
Well, they are a local police department, and experience has shown that they tend to do the bare minimum.
Yeah. There's a bear? Oh.
Minimum.
Well, the circus is in town.
Well, you seem to be pretty adept at this investigation stuff, so if we do find some time, maybe you and I could look around a little. If you see anything, you could help me out.
Of course. Anything
I'd appreciate it. I mean, it's tough for me to think of staying there, First they said it was probably one person, then it could have been kids, then it could have been a bear. Oh, no, that was you. So I'd appreciate it. Thank you. I'll put in a good word with my assistant for you so you can lock that down. Deal? Even trade?
Right. So I was doing some research online last night, and it turns out that Arkham University... Turns out that the university here at Arkham happens to be home to a specialist in a very rare pursuit of study. It's called philology. It's more or less the study of dead languages. And I figured that if anybody around here might be able to tell me what these symbols are, and I'm going to hold up the bracelet, it might be them.
Bracelets are going to tell you?
No, the professor who studies language.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'll follow you. You know where you're going?
Yes. Turns out they are stationed in the history building.
All right, well.
Which is, I'm just going to look around this way and start walking.
This is around.
Is it up?
It's around somewhere. Yeah. So Rocky makes a beeline. He's studied the Miskatonic University map and knows exactly where the history buildings are because there's buildings, and does locate the professor's
All of them?
office.
Oh.
Why don't you give me a luck roll?
Do it.
Do I have to? I needed a 46. I rolled a 33. That's a success.
Nice. And so, yeah, it appears that the professor is in. And what is the professor's name?
So her name is Carolyn LaCroix.
Carolyn LaCroix.
She's one of the leading philologists on the East Coast of the U.S. Okay. Like, if you go into any kind of history circle and name drop her, and they're any kind of academic, they immediately know who you're talking about.
Got it.
She's written books. She has papers published. She is, like, hot stuff in academia right now.
All right. So, Carolyn LaCroix, professor of linguistics?
Technically, it's philology. The study of dead language.
Okay.
Yep.
She's an ology.
Philology.
Got it.
Philology.
She's an ology file.
She's totally into it. All right. So so you see this rather large woman. She is very fulsome.
Folsom Prison.
Folsom. And she's sitting behind a stout wooden desk, oak desk, with her feet propped up, reading a tome that probably would snap your wrists if you held it in one hand. It's a very thick book. She has these strange bifocals on, one of which is offset, so it's like slightly in front of the other, and appears to be slightly larger than the other as well. And you appear at her door, and she says, "Oh, you must be Pippa and Rocky. Please come in."
Oh my.
Yes, thank you for entertaining us on such short notice, Professor. I know in your line of work you're highly requested, and you probably don't have a whole lot of free time. But you see, I managed to get my hands on an artifact that has some type of writing, I believe, engraved on the back. And when I took a precursory glance, I couldn't make heads nor tails of it. Here, but if you look right here on this back of this bracelet and tell me what you think, and I'm going to pull it out and kind of show her where the markings are and hand it over.
You are careful when you pull that out, but yeah. So, this is most unusual. Please have a seat. And Pippa, I understand you are our latest realtor in town.
That is true. Number 2.
Yes, we do miss what's her name.
Yeah, what was her name?
Can't remember her name, but I miss her so much.
Wasn't it Phyllis? I want to say it was Phyllis.
It was Phyllis.
Phyllis McNillis.
I miss Phyllis and I used to have coffee every morning. That's why I can barely remember her name. And we were close friends.
I too can barely remember the names of people I see on a regular basis.
She was taken too soon. She was a true realtor skeletor.
It's true.
But anyways, welcome to the community. I'm so glad that we have someone of your. Over these past few months, you have been proven yourself to be a true citizen of Arkham. Mm-hmm. Now, let us take a look at this. Where did you find this unusual artifact?
You see, it actually came from an event. You see, there's a circus. I don't know if you heard the commotion on Main Street last night.
No, I didn't.
So there's a circus that was coming into town, and they did sort of an introductory processional down Main Street last night. And as they left, this fell off of one of the carriages that was part of the small parade.
Okay, well, that's I guess that's not to be unexpected, because this didn't come from a circus per se. This actually came from a promotion company. I've seen many of these printed up. They're basically 3D printed bracelets, and you can see that they've fashioned and superglued a few of these rather minor gemstones to the outside to make them look as if they were worth more. And I'm afraid to break it to you, but the symbols are really just repeating the same thing over and over. It's just basically encoding. I've seen this particular riddle or code, if you will, many times over the years, and this is a code that is common among thieves. It's kind of a joke nowadays, but back in the medieval times, you would see this among assassins as a sort of communication device, but it's become so old hat at this point that it's kind of a joke. And it simply says, "Send in the clowns." I don't know if that means anything to you, but that's the message that is engraved in this particular bracelet anyways. I hope that helps.
Yes. Sorry, I really thought that was something a little more exciting there.
Well, I mean, it's, they're obviously just trying to drum up business, but to be honest, I would, there is one symbol here towards the end. I can't quite make heads or tails of that. It's, you see that here? It's like, it almost looks like a candelabra with a little bit of a snake motif going on right there. It's just the one symbol. It's out of place with the rest of the pretty well-known encoding. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of that. It doesn't ring any bells. I would certainly love to know more, obviously, because that's kind of what I do. You said that this was some sort of traveling sideshow circus thing?
Yes. It's apparently from some sort of traveling circus that's coming into town.
Oh, well, I mean, I would be most grateful if you could maybe find some more information about this particular symbol. I guess I would start with who gave it out.
All right, I guess. If I do happen to find anything on this, I will be sure to loop you in on it.
I would really appreciate it, because this is most curious.
If you want, you can even keep the bracelet if that'll help.
Yeah, actually, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. I'll take a look and see if I can find anything in my archives. Like I said, I have a mind like a steel trap, and this does not ring any bells. So, yeah, please let me know what you find out.
Yes, most certainly will. And if you happen to find anything in your research about that symbol, maybe anything that might be helpful, feel free to give me a call, and I'm going to hand her a business card.
Okay. Thank you. And she exchanges hers too, so you have her number if you ever need it.
I'm going to take off my necklace and say, "Can you tell me anything about this?" It's the stone.
Mm-hmm. And why don't you go ahead and give me a luck roll, Pippa?
What the luck?
Mm-hmm.
I needed a 40. I rolled a 91.
That's a fail. So you take off your necklace and extend it out to Carolyn, and a look of utter terror flashes across her face. And she visibly flinches away. And she says, "Oh, no, please, you keep that. You keep that. This is not natural.
What? What's not natural?
Please, just put it away. Put it away. Hide it."
I put the necklace back on, put the stone back down into my shirt.
And she breathes a sigh of relief and sort of,
I pull it back out.
"Ah, vampire!" And she leans forward as you hide it away, and she says, "Don't ever take that out in public.
Why?
What
is it?
It's something that shouldn't be seen. I'm sorry, I can't tell you anymore."
Can I just ask you one more question? Is that okay?
What?
I have a meeting today with Professor here on campus. He had offered to purchase this from me.
Professor.
I'm finding it.
She said it's Professor here on campus.
Yeah, duh.
Oh, Professor Huron. Yeah, he's great. He's not as good as Erie, but...
Professor Peasley.
Oh, well, you're in good hands there. I suggest you
good.
move along to his office. I believe he's in now, so... I'll be in touch, and please be careful.
Thank you for the warning. I'll keep it hidden.
Goodbye.
I love you.
Love you too.
We still on for lunch?
Yes. Meet you later with just us and the necklace.
Yeah. Rocky just slinks out. Girls talking. Terrified.
And the two of you leave her office. What would you like to do next?
It's approximately 2:10.
It's earlier than that, but she has indicated that he is in his office.
It's like, should we just swing over and see if he's in? Maybe we can knock this out early and head on back.
True. I did see a couple of food trucks in between there and here if we want to stop and grab a bite to eat.
I could go for a taco.
Nicely done.
That would be great. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but my dad used to make this when I was growing up after my mom went to get better. And it's the weirdest thing. It's not a typical taco like you would think. You know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I've heard about it. It's a regional specialty around here, isn't it?
Yeah, what was it called?
It's something to do with, was it fish?
Yes. A fish taco. No, it wasn't a fish taco because it was a little different.
I'm sure we'll see it on the menu.
Yeah,
when
let's
we
check
get
the
there.
menu and see what they got.
Nice. All right, cool. We'll leave you guys there for a minute.
What'd we get?
You guys are heading towards the taco truck, so we'll leave you there. And we're going to pick up back with Roy, who is basically wandering through town, following the trail of the carriages and the sideshow carnival trail. And so you're kind of walking along and you're like, hey, there's the drugstore. Hey, there's the tapas place, and all these very memorable historical places. And you're walking along, and then suddenly, a block up, you see a bulldozer just cross the street in your path.
Interesting.
Walk in here.
And you keep going. You're just like walking. And then as you get closer to that block, you see some sort of earth mover cross your path.
How far ahead of me is it?
Just like, let's say, 50 feet at this point.
Well, let's see if something else comes and establish a pattern.
Good point. And so you expectantly sort of creep up to the edge of the block and look down, and you see a police car. And Bugsy Jr. is behind the wheel. Hey, Ken!
Oh, hey, Bugsy.
Yeah, what you doing here? Just going for a
Oh.
little stroll?
Yeah, you remember that carnival last night?
Could hardly forget it. Pretty
yeah, I
exciting
was
stuff.
just kind of following the path, you know?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess it's like going to Mecca. What is it?
I don't know, it's heading to their camp, I guess, but
Oh, was it anything going on out there?
I don't know, but I don't like mimes in this town, so I'm just
Oh.
trying to figure it out.
Mimes are the worst, and you see, those are like the short ones. They're not kids. Don't get me wrong.
Look, they're not kids, but they're like small, like, I don't want to be insensitive, but
So hard not to be insensitive. It's mime starts with an M, and there's other words that start with an M that could represent little people. And I did not go there.
no. You know what I was talking to Len.
Yeah.
He told me they're French.
Oh, God, don't tell me that. That's the worst. Are they imported mimes?
Yeah, they're from overseas.
Like
they're French.
super expensive mimes?
Yeah. Oh, they think they're so fancy too.
Oh, they give you the willies. Hey, look, I'm sorry to bug you and all. I hope we didn't
I get it.
break your path. It's I know you're on your way to Mecca, like some pilgrim or whatnot. But hey, look, good news. I got some heavy equipment, like we talked about. So we're gonna basically cordon off the back of the property there and take a good look. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that is good news. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So we'll get to the bottom of it. You don't have to worry about nothing. We'll just we'll take a peek and make sure there's nothing down there, and yeah, it's all good.
Well, this is good news.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what's going on. Right now, I gotta make sure these guys get the proper thing. So you have a good day now, and I'll see you later. And he drives off.
All right. He drove off before I could say anything, but I.
Bye. All right. So you're gonna continue along with your Mecca?
Yeah, I mean that wasn't unusual enough to break my concentration.
Cool. All right, we'll leave you there then, and we'll pick up with Pippa and Rocky, who are now satiated with some taco.
Lust.
With lust. So yeah,
extra mayo on mine.
Nice.
Nothing quite like college campus
Mayo.
food truck.
Food trucks. Yes.
Well, I mean, the mayo truck was here today, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably not good. Not that kind of mayo truck.
The
Mayo
Clinic
Institute.
Shack.
Mayo Institute truck. Sorry, it just sounds like
now, that,
upstairs.
now we have our food. Shall we walk? I mean, it's from here. I'd say maybe a 5-minute walk to the building for your appointment.
Yeah, we can burn off some
what's
of
the professor's name again? Just refresh
Professor
my memory.
Peacock with a hammer in the observatory. Here, allow me to turn the page back and find it. His name is Peasley, which should be easy to remember for a child brain like me. It's got P in it.
P.
Yeah. High five. We high five each other. P.
Ha.
PP.
You're not here.
Just get a Facebook status update from Roy that says "Ha."
The hell? All right,
Professor
so
Peasley.
about-
Peasley. Yeah, you guys easily make your way to Wingate Peasley's office, where he is sitting at his desk eating what appears to be a cheese sandwich. Oh, sorry. Pippa, hello. And I'm sorry, who are you?
Acquaintance of Pippa's.
Hello,
the name
acquaintance.
is-
Nice to meet you. Is that your first
name
name or
is-
your last name? That's weird.
Rocky. You can just call me Rocky.
Rocky.
Most people
Yes,
do.
the words don't come
Rocky.
out very nice in my mouth. But Rocky, yes, hello. Nice to meet you.
Cheese comes out, though.
Yes.
Cheese is like just tumbling out of his mouth as he speaks.
So your name's Rocky?
Rocky.
Surprised to find another person around here. The is similar dialect as mine. It seems it's quite a rarity to find anyone around here who
Indeed, yes.
doesn't have
of
some sort
course.
of generic accent.
Yes, well, I'm simply faking it. Don't worry about it.
Yes, it's just a little between you and me. You see,
Yes.
there really is only room enough for one fake British accent around here. And if you don't drop yours, I get a sneaking suspicion you're going to meet the long arm of my law at the wrong end of a shotgun and the deep end of a grave at the far end of a dead-end road, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I do completely understand, but please zip up your pants.
I'm only peeing on this to assert my dominance.
Over
This
at
desk
Rocky, I'm
belongs
like,
to me.
Rocky, zip up your pants. How long have they been
This
down?
desk is mine. I peed on it.
As they're babbling back and forth, I'm going to slowly take my necklace off and put it on the desk.
And
The
he is
professor.
watching riveted as you do so.
Then I'm going to do it faster because that's weird.
Oh, Pippa, please keep that on. We talked about this.
I thought you wanted to examine it.
Yes, but with
Are we not safe in your office?
I would like it on your boobies. No, I don't.
Oh,
Yes.
Don't make me laugh.
Allow me to get that monocle thing that fits in my eye. Oh God, that hurts. So it stings.
No,
It
that's my
stings
pencil. Damn it.
so good. That's not a monocle at all. And
I peed on that too. It's
oh, that's why it smells so funny.
Hold on.
And he does take it and begin to examine it. And at the moment that he begins to take a closer look at it and indicates that you guys should sit down, Rocky's phone does vibrate in his pocket.
That's his nooner.
I'm just gonna step back from the desk a bit towards the door and kind of turn around, and I'm gonna pull my phone out and see why it's vibrating.
And what you see will surprise you. So we'll come back to you in a minute. BuzzFeed.
Oh,
And so Wingate does lean forward and examine the starstone with Pippa watching closely. And he says, most unusual. Yes, this is exactly what your father kept. Now, as we met last time, I did promise you that I had some letters from him.
Yes.
And I will. These are the stacks of letters I found. And he gives you like a nice little stack of letters, which you quickly look through, just like you're just so amazed and surprised and delighted to see your father's handwriting that you're quickly absorbed in the writing and consume it. You eat it. It's all gone.
He just stares at me and
Yes. He's like, what the hell's going on? No, but you quickly read it and digest what he was trying to say, but one particular note stands out to you. I'm going to go ahead and share that with you now. And I actually have to edit that just a minute.
Okay.
Oh, no, this is true. Okay, so we're good there. So I will actually read this in your dad's voice.
Oh, nice.
My dearest Wingate, believe it or not, I found one of the Yithian starstones. It was right there where you said it was. It was right where you said it should be, in the main crypt chamber, just outside Athens. I must confess, as I removed it from the sarcophagus, I felt as though alien eyes were watching me from behind the veil of reality. Once I returned to Manhattan, I had our mutual acquaintance fashion it into a necklace. I will wear it on my person until the day I die. You have my word. Pippa likes the color. Perhaps in time she will inherit the guardianship. We need all the help we can get. An assault on the library city could prove catastrophic. Any luck locating the other 2 stones? I'm available anytime for another expedition. Just say the word. Yours in faith, Nicholas Chatterton. So you see, Pippa, this is why you must never take it off.
Okay, I understand. Have you found the other 2?
No, unfortunately, your father passed away before we were able to continue our research and our work. I thought I had pinpointed them somewhere overseas in France, but...
Oh, France.
Yes, I do detest it too. But I have hope that perhaps in time you might be persuaded to take up your father's quest.
It is very tempting.
His Oculus
But
Quest.
I'm so focused on my career right now.
I
need
understand.
to
Sponsor us, Oculus.
Perhaps you're not ready at this stage, and I completely understand that. And to be honest, I have not yet pinpointed the location, so I do have appointments to meet with my colleagues in Boston University to have access to the archives and their documents, and I'm hoping in time to triangulate the location of the other 2 stones.
It's
Maybe
fantastic.
we should talk then.
Yeah, so, and if there's anything you need, like to sell your house or to buy a house, just let me know.
Absolutely.
I will help.
I will definitely let, yes.
If you have any friends or family that are in the market too, just, I'll give them cards. Business cards.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Yes, well, as I said, I shall be traveling to Boston, so if you need me for anything, here is my card. Please feel free to call me anytime, day or night. And again, by all means, consider the guardianship, but keep the stone safe.
I will. And I treat my clients like family, so you can pass that along too.
But your father's dead. Oh,
Right.
Sorry.
Gotta fill the void somehow.
And Pippa looks up to see Rocky putting away his phone with a slight smile on his face. He looks quite satisfied because
he's got a date. Oh.
The SIM card has changed the message from pending to 10% received. So something is happening. A status bar has appeared.
It's happening.
Also, there is a text message from Charlene.
Come on, Charlene.
Oh, damn it, who gave her this number?
And it simply says, meet later? With a question mark.
I put my hand on Rocky's arm, just on his forearm. I go, Rocky, it can't hurt to try. She is a sweet girl. But it's up to you. I gotta go to the bathroom because that taco's not settling. I run out of the room.
Pippa runs off to the restroom, leaving Rocky to
As
ponder.
she's running away, I'm just going to very quietly say, it's not me that I'm worried about. The last thing I need is to bring someone else into this
world. All right, so we'll pick up with Roy, who is just now in sight of the encampment. It appears it's complete chaos. People are putting up tents, and there's all these carriages parked around, people feeding horses, and it looks like it's a carnival sideshow getting ready for what's to come. As near as you can tell.
Oh, you're muted.
Still muted.
All right. Well, I'll try and target the least busy person I can find.
So yeah, you see there's what looks to be a young boy who is kind of picking his nose, sitting on a bale of hay near some of the horses. And you make your way towards him, and suddenly a shadow crosses your path. And you look up to see an enormous, muscled individual with thick gold bracers around each wrist, shaved completely bald, a nose ring, studs in his ears, and he's about 6'5" and easily outclasses you by twice your weight. And he stares down at you and says, "Hello, governor. Where do you think you're going?"
Jeremy, what have we told you about inserting yourself into the game?
Do you want your floors clean or not?
Mr. Clean.
All right, well, I was going to talk to the kid, but modern primitive, you'll do. Where's your leader at?
I don't see no press release out of you. Where's your badge?
My badge? I'm the most popular man in this town.
You don't look very popular. Where's your entourage?
That's stupid.
Stupid.
Okay. All right,
He has
you want to
like
know who
1,000
I am?
followers on Instagram. Okay?
Give Ken Burns a Google.
Ken Burns, hang on. He pulls out this little tiny phone, little clamshell, starts beeping at it. Ken Burns is not on the list.
I said give him a Google. Trust me, you want a documentary. You want a Ken Burns documentary about this place.
Listen up here, punk. I'll give you a Google if you don't beat it.
Is that a threat now?
That's
Is a British person really threatening me?
That's a threat. I don't know if I'm British or not, but that's a threat.
Is a carnival person really threatening me, eh?
It's not like I'm from France.
That's not what French people sound like. I just assumed that he was the British.
Would you rather talk to a mime?
No, mimes aren't people. I only deal with human beings.
Well, why don't you beat feet?
How about I beat your feet?
And then you hear a voice behind him say, "Now, Rolf, let the young man in." And he steps aside sheepishly. And you see this tall, 6-foot, muscular woman dressed in flowing scarlet robes with a scintillating yellow cape, standing behind him with her arms crossed but a wide, welcoming smile on her face.
Tongue rolls out, eyes bulge.
Bauga. Well, who do we have here? Ken Burns, is it?
The one and the same.
What can I help you with, Ken?
I'm looking for a meeting with Starbuck.
Well,
But a meeting with you will do just as well.
will allow me to introduce myself. I am Madam Starbuck, and this is my traveling sideshow.
Oh, well, that was easy. I get a meeting with the two people I want to see at the same time.
Nice. Tune in next time as we play another reel of the Lovecraft tapes.
Oh,
We have to wait till next week to have her step on Roy.
Yeah.
She's not that much taller than me, unfortunately. I was kind of
It's not,
disappointed when
you
you
know, a
stopped at
9'8"
6.
vampire.
I was gonna say, is she 9'8"?
I was waiting for the 6 and.
I was kind of trying to avoid that whole thing, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know, it didn't
also,
But
Yeah.
thanks,
also
Matt.
try
It's
to-
Matt's fault.
Exactly.
It's actually Twitch chat's fault. They started it. I'm just relaying the information.
Step
to
on
you.
it. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, I sort of was heading that direction, but not exactly. So we'll see.
Shame
how she
on you,
goes.
Twitch chat.
Not tall enough.
Shame on you.
So okay, so we had a lot of new information this time around. Let me know what you're thinking, Pippa.
Oof. I didn't realize how important my stone is, the Star Stone, or that there were two others. So now I'm very intrigued.
How so?
I want to go find the two other stones.
And do what with them?
See
Get
what happens
stoned.
when they all go together.
Awesome. And double check
Yeah.
your secret notes.
I could become Gem.
Put right here. Ding.
I want to be a hologram.
Nice,
Oh.
nice. Rocky, any interesting thoughts?
Well, since the bracelet was kind of a bust, sans that one strange symbol, at this point, I really don't have a whole lot to go on. Still like to do some. I still feel like there's some digging to be done into the circus itself. You know, if it really has been, you know, going on as long as we think it has to have some sort of history somewhere that can give us a little more information on who they are and where they're from and what they want. Because I think at this point, there's, at least in my mind, that the circus is what we really need to be focusing on. I think they're kind of going to be our central focus for this investigation.
Excited about the SIM card?
Yeah, we're 10%. You know, this thing is
Progress.
running on a 10K baud modem.
Either that or it's a huge file. Who knows?
We'll get it in like case 14, probably.
Exact. Actually, sorry.
Let's buy more Ovaltine.
Roy,
Drink
any,
your Ovaltine. A crummy
any
commercial.
any concerns about the heavy machinery in the well?
My God.
Yeah. This werewolf is pissed.
Just going to be
I
like,
don't-
one of these days, blue sky beam.
I mean, it's definitely going to unearth a lot of bad things that are evil, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about the carnival.
Yeah.
I don't like mimes or French people.
The worst.
Unless you're a patron who is French, I like you.
I'm not sure we have any French patrons. I'm not.
All right,
don't
then I
think so.
hate French people.
Maybe Belgian. That's close.
Really
Belgium
great
we
stuff.
do,
You
yeah.
can
Same thing.
circumvent
Peter
Gabe's
B.
hatred of anything with money.
True. I will support anything if it gives me enough money.
Nice. And then, so I guess the last thing is, Pippa. Any concerns or thoughts about the break-in since with that
Say
new
the same
information?
thing.
Yeah, still a lot of concerns and thoughts that it does feel like I kind of was just left like, yeah, we're good. We're satisfied that it's probably somebody or somebody else or kids or a bear or, you know,
She
kitten
doesn't
might have
get
done
how
it.
off our radar it is.
But
how incredibly
that's my
off the radar.
home, you know, that's where I feel safe at night. And I definitely don't feel safe there anymore.
Cool.
So nothing was taken. So obviously they were looking for, now that I know how important it is, the stone.
Yeah, you got to assume that
Oh.
that's why they broke in, right?
Yep,
One of
I've got a
9
keister
Dragon
it so
Balls.
nobody can get to it.
All right.
I hear if you get the other ones together, a dragon shows up and he gives you a wish.
Oh,
Nice. And a monkey's paw. Here you go. A
I
wish
heard
and a monkey's
Thanos
paw.
is collecting them.
I knew it.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, now it's time for some hashtag Recommendos where we share some of our geeky obsessions. Please roll some sweet D.
Ooh, did I roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, brah. Looks like we're going to go Gabe, then me, then Brian, then Matt.
Oh yeah, I forgot Matt does this stupid annoying roll that is dumb.
Gabe, start us
Ready?
off, please.
You happy, Gabe? Are you happy now, Gabe?
Oh, no,
Hey,
hey.
Gabe, are you
Come
happy
on
now?
Come on now.
It's Gabe's fault.
Audio podcast.
Let's not. I recommend Matt being not a whiny little boy.
Jesus.
All right. So this week I'm gonna recommend Big Japan Pro Wrestling. Japan is a country that I find annoying because I find it over the top in a lot of ways in their media and such. But Big Japan Pro Wrestling is one of those ways that their over the topness is really good for me because it is stupid. It's a really stupid thing, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very violent, very loud company. I don't even think they do like English commentary, but if they were, I wouldn't want to hear it because it's probably inferior. But this is one of those companies that's in the vein of ECW, CZW, XPW. It's about as violent as I can imagine. It's definitely more violent than all of those. If you like New Jack matches, this is the place for you to go. They specialize in like over the top stupid death matches, like light tube matches, crocodile death matches, scorpion. They have a match called the Big Japan WWE Crisis Big Born Hell in a Cell death match. They do a lot of crossboard razor death matches. It's just, it's a fun blood and guts kind of thing. You got Jun Kasai, Ryuji Ito, Abdullah Kobayashi are three of the guys that, if you see their names on a match, just give the match a watch because it's worth it because those guys are all insane. They're all going to slam light tubes and do whatever they can to make the other guy hurt. It's a good time. It's a very silly thing because I find most Japanese wrestling is very silly for whatever reason. Like they juxtapose literal attempted murder with like dancing pretty easily. I don't know how they do it, but it's a good time. It's just a completely different style of wrestling. They do a lot of crossover with CZW, but like honestly, I don't think those crossovers are that well because CZW is more I'm gonna punch you with glass on my fist, and Big Japan Pro Wrestling is more I'm gonna body slam a cactus on you. It's Looney Tunes bullcrap, and that's how I like my wrestling when I'm in that kind of mood. I like technical stuff, but every once in a while, I just want to see a monkey get hit in the face. It's fun. So that's Big Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, shit. Okay. Wow, that's like the first time I've ever heard wrestling described where I actually might want to watch it. Punching monkeys in the face? I'm in. Baby! But sort of on the opposite end of that spectrum is my recommendo.
Feeding monkeys.
I don't know if you guys know, but I grew up in Michigan, right? And here in Michigan, we're like...
Lies.
Kind of a meat and potatoes kind of, Midwestern... we grew up like just eating really crappy food.
Yes.
I mean, it's undeniable, right?
I don't agree.
Yeah.
How dare you badmouth Kraft macaroni and cheese?
And worse. Yeah, Hamburger Helper. That's what I grew up on. And worse. But I am not super cool with eating a whole lot of meat these days. And so when I found out about and tried Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
I was sort of sold. So that is my recommendo, Beyond Meat. And Beyond Meat makes burgers and brats and Italian sausage and breakfast sausage and back in the old days, these sorts of vegetarian options didn't really do a lot for me. I tried a lot of them, and I was like, it's not that great. But over the course of the pandemic, we got pretty intimate with the meat substitute. And not the way Brian's thinking, but if, we actually bought the normal stuff that you can get at the grocery store. So Beyond Burgers, Beyond Brats, Beyond Italian Sausage. But we also got directly from Beyond Meat the cookout pack. So it's like these sort of prefab discs that I really did not have great hopes for because they look fake, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the Beyond Burger stuff looks like burger. The brats look like brats, so forth and so on. Well, by the time we got through this package, it was like pretty obvious it's all about the preparation. And you basically, no matter what the product is, if you brush it with grapeseed oil or, hey, Grossi, Gabe enjoys the simple joy of a Japanese monkey wrestling cactus knife fight. The simple joys. Thank you, Grossi. So it's all about the preparation. You take some grapeseed oil or some olive oil and rub this stuff down before you toss it on the grill, for instance. And I've done it also in cast iron. It's fine. But grill is actually the best. Of any other preparation will elevate this thing to pretty much indistinguishable from meat. So we had a ton of burgers, a ton of brats, and got to the point where it tastes as good, if not better, in a lot of respects, than normal meat. It just does. And over the course of a year, I lost about 20 pounds. A lot of that's from not going out and eating, so I'm not attributing it just to that, but also because we ate a lot less meat, and I feel better about it, and it's great. And why wouldn't you do it? I mean, the prices are starting to come down, and they're getting more and more products out there, and they're actually refining their mix and the recipe. It's great. It's just great. So Beyond Meat is my recommendo. It's kind of a weirdo off the topic one, but I would encourage anybody, if you haven't tried vegetarian stuff lately, give these guys a try. And it's, summer is here. If you're here in the U.S. or Canada or in this hemisphere, then it's time to grill some stuff. So give it a whirl.
Burger King sells it.
Yep, they do too. But
I've seen a lot more like local places.
Yeah.
There are a couple of local burger joints that I get on DoorDash semi-regularly that are now starting to offer either Beyond Burgers or Impossible Burgers, which are basically the same
Impossible
thing.
Burgers, yeah.
And I think too, it's all about the fixins, right? So it's like, I use a lot of red onion, lots of good cheese, relish on my brats, mustard, Mrs. Dog's hot mustard. Oh my God, it's the best. So there's that whole thing, and good buns. So Beyond Meat, I'd really highly suggest at least trying it and give it a whirl. So, okay. So looks like we have Brian is next.
That's me. I'm going to recommend an oldie but a goodie. I just rediscovered this on HBO Max. It's Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You guys remember that? Did you ever see that? Uh-huh. It's a trio of fast food. Speaking of food, it's a trio of fast food items that works to solve mysteries. The brains of the group is Frylock. He's a floating container of French fries. There's Master Shake, which is basically like the hype man who tears down everybody and insults them, but it's not too bright, but thinks he's always right. And then there's not the brightest, but has the most courage, Meatwad, just a ball of meat rolling around on the ground. And they have adventures with their neighbor and with people from space. And the best part about it is Schooly D does the narration. So that took me way back when I started watching it again. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot that Schooly D was in this. So take a look at it. It's a great show, all 11 seasons. Yes,